Yo, Kipis guy here. Hey, so I've been recalibrating the room. I made a post today on YouTube asking you guys, should I stick with my 120-inch floor rising screen or go back to my on-wall 103-inch screen? And the reason why I brought this up to you guys is because I've had a very nasty room mode between about 60 hertz to 95 hertz. I've never seen a dip worse than this. And I didn't have it before changing my screen. So I was asking you guys, should I go back? The benefits of having the bigger screen is it fills the wall. It's huge. It's massive. It literally is from wall to wall. So it's super immersive. And it looks good when the screen is up. It looks really good. But I was lacking bass in that region, which is a very important range, and I'm a sound quality guy, so it really bothered me. The downside of having this screen, the 120-inch screen, is that because it rises, it has to clear the center channel speaker, which is on the wall. So everything had to move forward, and my seats had to move back. And I think that's where the sound issue came from. I didn't have it before putting this screen in. So if I move to the 103-inch screen, then the downside of it is that I get smaller in screen. My center channel has to go lower because my projector has to go lower. So there's some trade-offs on both, but I made a decision. I've put my on-wall screen back on. I think this is the better choice because now I can lower my screen to make it a little more eye level because the other screen was literally up to here, almost a ceiling. This one's a lot lower now. The center channel isn't much lower than where it was before. The tweeter and the mid-range clear the projector. It truly is what it is. I can't raise it any higher or it will be in front of the bottom of the screen. So it is what it is. I was able to push everything back, and I moved my seats up off the wall, and that actually helped. So here's what's going on. After tons and tons of calibration, this is just EQing the 4 subs, no anthem room correction. This is just my calibration work. This is my response now for all 4 subs plus the Arundel 1528s because I run them full range. I pump subwoofer bass through them too. So this is all 4 subs plus Arundel monitor 58s, monitor 8s. This is a very, very, very good line. Of course, I'm working on this right here because after 80 hertz or so, we start to decline a little bit. Of course, those will pick it up. I'm measuring just about 120 hertz from 5 hertz to 120 hertz. So I'm working on fixing that. I took my bass traps down. They were on the wall back here, but obviously I can't use them with the screen. So I'm gonna buy some 12-inch bass traps to go on the sides behind the speaker. Those bass traps will go on the ceiling or back here, we'll see. But this is my response now. So I think this is an absolute win of a response here. Let me show you guys on the computer what the response was in this room before calibration. It looked like that. That was all of the subs on before I did anything to it. And then I'll turn on, let me change the color of this so you guys can see a little bit more easier the contrast. We'll just choose a light blue here. There we go. So the red line is what the subs were doing, all 4 of them on with Arundel speakers before calibration. The blue line is with calibration. Yes, there is smoothing in this. I can turn it off. That's what it looks like. If I turn smoothing back on to 1/6, there you go. I can even do it to 112. There you are. But 1/6 is pretty good. I usually do 1/6, but it's a really smooth line now, and I'm happy with this. This is before any other calibration. This is just me tweaking the sub. So I think it's a win, and this just goes to show that, you know, having the biggest screen may cause the biggest problems. It may not be the most ideal, and pushing your seats all the way to the back of the room or close to it can cause you some issues. And I rather not have my speakers against the wall, but I can calibrate that issue out. if there's any kind of boundary gains or anything like that, I can EQ that out. But I couldn't fix that null that was happening in just my spot. It wasn't happening over there in that chair. It was just right here where that microphone is right now. So I'm very happy. I'm very satisfied. We're getting, let's see what this graph says. We're getting a flat response from, let's see, is that 7 hertz? We're getting a pretty flat response from 7 hertz all the way to crossover point, which is going to be, if I don't know that I will cross them over, but my crossover phase will be about 80 or so. We'll see what Anthem sets it at. But a flat response for the range that I expect my subs to play, which is 5 hertz to about 80 on average, 100, and then 120 every now and then. So very nice response coming from all that crazy mumbo jumbo. So to all you guys that said to put the old screen back up, I listened to you. Actually, before you guys even said it, I was already in the works of putting it up anyway. So just a fun video just to show you guys. Sometimes less is more. And if you can really get your seat right, your seating position right, and get your subs calibrated, then you can have a very pretty graph. And trust me, even if you don't have ways to measure your system, you can hear all of this, all those zigzags, you can hear it. It is quite obvious to me. And even a novice person will hear it too. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are not already, and we will see you in the next video. K-Base Guy out. Peace.